Learning disabilities can present a complex teaching scenario for educators. Unlike many physical disabilities, learning disabilities are not immediately apparent. Kuka Njeru, a Kenyan mother of two, has decided to homeschool her dyslexic son after she realized he was having difficulty catching up in school. She is also launching an online platform where she hopes to share her knowledge with teachers and parents on inclusive learning. Here is her story.
I started homeschooling my children because when my child was in pre-unit, he did an open exam. When he answered the first, he got 4 out of 60 in one and 6 out of 40 in the other. And so we lived near Club on Thika Road then, and it had this reggae song, Martin Luther Block. So he wrote block, B-L-O-C-K-E, on every other gap. Then when he got to a picture, he wrote the proper name of the picture in the right spelling. So by the time he was doing his end of third term exam and I was working in a regular job, I discovered, my goodness, this boy can't even read and he's supposed to go to a very competitive grade 1. Now let me tell you what happens to a dyslexic child. We read a letter at a time. And so this boy will probably copy. If you're writing banana, he'll write B and look and write B, then he'll look up and like A. And because of the concentration issues, he'll probably forget he was writing banana and forgets and doesn't do the work as fast. So he was really beaten up by the teacher. Teachers don't know about learning disabilities. That's when I taught him how to read because I understood what he was going through. And we used pictures, I read stories to him, and every time he will hear the stories, he'll be familiar with the stories and will learn the words. I've learned that dyslexics and children with learning disabilities are brilliant, brilliant children. And if exposed to the right method of learning, will wind up being very, very successful. So if you saw my dad and if you saw my twin sister, you would see we look like triplets because of how we walk, how we talk, we express ourselves greatly. And of course, at the end of the day, we are so tired, to see people because the human interaction was too much. And those are symptoms of ADHD. If you see my son again, it's so evident. He has attention deficit hyperactive disorder and he has dyslexia. So it's passed on genetically. But what I would probably want to tell parents is it's not a death sentence. I did a study in learning disabilities when I was doing my master's. So we have a timetable, start with Bible.
As I wandered about in the East.
Bible verses, song, a story, and then we probably start the subject that's top on that day. I'm mixing up some content that I'm creating and some content that I find free online. So I'll give them what their lesson is. It's either a worksheet, a video. We use blocks, we use rough surfaces, we use soft surfaces, we use pebbles. We just use practical things. But my favorite way of teaching is experiential. So we have like 3 lessons, take a break for 30 minutes, just like regular school, have another couple of lessons, do lunch, then we do 1 lesson after lunch, which is probably art or music, something that's fun, and I let them be. And one of the biggest worries about children with, who learn from women is how they'll be socialized. My kids have many friends, and there's a lot of empathy that goes to diseases that you can see physically. Like, look at me, I have ADHD, where is it written? And so if the teachers can learn empathy, but also if they can be equipped with the different teaching styles and equipped with the different teaching materials. I'm launching Learning Differently this October. We want to train teachers at a larger scale because we believe if we train teachers about the different learning disabilities, they'll be able to have a greater impact.